Welcome back, everyone, to Rob's Daily Classics. Found this 1966 Chevrolet Corvair base car, 500 they called back in those days. It's on eBay. The seller is a dealer. He's located in North Carolina. He's asking $11,995 for this car. 2 more days. It's a classified type ad on eBay. It's not an auction. I love these cars. Let's go check this car out. It's a really pretty one. For the money, I think when you look at what prices of these cars are going for, the average new car price going to $50,000. And you think about a daily classic, you think about something like this that you can, in fact, drive daily. Now, I know it doesn't have all the safety features and the airbags and all that, but it's a car that you can get in it and really have some fun motoring around, maybe more than just Saturdays and Sundays, And what's nice about the 66 Corvair, I like it because I like the new styling. I like the suspension upgrades that they had on the car. This was now the second generation. Most people would call this car the Chevrolet air-cooled experiment, But by 1966, the Chevy Corvair evolved from being a basic economy car to a somewhat sophisticated driver's car, even in the base trim that this car is in. So, they're fun cars. This car has the 164 cubic inch flat 6 engine, about 95 horsepower. 3-speed manual transmission was fully synchronized for 66, 4-wheel independent suspension. We'll get into that. The weight of this car was like 2,400 pounds, so it's not a heavy car, so it's an easy car to work on and get your hands around. What makes the 66 kind of special was that, by 66, unlike the 60 to 64 models that had the swing axles that were notorious for tuck in that caused the problems that Ralph Nader talked about, by 66 model year, they featured a somewhat sophisticated fully independent rear suspension that was based off the C2 Corvette. So you'll find that this car handles surprisingly better and is much more predictable when you push it around a turn, especially they tend to oversteer just like a 911 or not so much a Volkswagen Beetle, but a Common Ghia and things like that. The 3-speed transmissions were fully synchronized by then, which is nice. And the styling had evolved. I love the tail lights in the back. The styling has now evolved with this Coke bottle airliner styling that was famous in the 60s. Everything was an airliner. And there's no real chrome trim on this car on purpose because it's a base car. But even at that, it has a very European look because of that, So I think it has a nice European feel. Pros and cons in working on these cars, just my own experiences. The pros are, there's no cooling systems to worry about. There's no power steering. There's no power brakes. You don't need it. The car is light. The car is small. The engine is light, so you don't need a heavy-duty hoist to take the engine out and things like that. I believe parts availability is plentiful on these cars, and there's plenty of clubs to keep you busy. And it's kind of like a cool kind of car to talk about because, it's an American-made rear-engine air-cooled car, like a Porsche 911 and Common Ghia and things like that in the days. The cons are just like owning a Porsche or Common Ghia or Volkswagen. The oil leaks, these cars are notorious for marking their territory when you park them, so you don't want to leave them on your friend's brand new driveway that he may have just installed. But it's those tube rings that, the push rod tube rings that are notorious for leaking, and they're easy to change, taking the engine out, doing some work. Actually, they make push rods that they extend out so you don't have to do all the heavy work by taking the heads off and things like that. But, the fan belt's kind of weird, too. The fan belt has to make this 90-degree turn from the crank to the top of the mounted cooling fan, and if the belt is too tight, it snaps. If it's too loose, it slips off. So 90% of the people carry fan belts in the trunk of the car, the front trunk of the car, so always keep that there. And then you have to synchronize the carburetors on the car and things like that. But it's kind of fun. I like it a lot, And so this car here in the photographs, if you're looking at the photographs, the car looks to be very complete with no need of restoration, no need for paint work. It looks to be nicely restored at one point, and we don't know what the paint work looks like underneath, if there's any Bondo. There's no photos of the undercarriage, so those are the things you're going to have to find out about. But just looking at the engine bay photo, it looks to be nicely presented. for the price point, even though it's a base car. So on the shopping side of this is on eBay. This is a dealer. He's probably got $3,500 in gross profit built into this car. I think the car is probably worth $7,500 to $9,000, and I probably would go as high as $9,000 on something like that. And you know, when I'm there looking at the car, maybe I'd go a little more if the car is as pristine as the photos. But, you know, give the dealer some credit for finding this car, because it looks like a nice one, and he's not hitting the market way too high. You know, like I said, you can find these on all different platforms, you know, not except for Bring a Trailer. You can find them on, you know, eBay, of course, and also on Craigslist, and you can get them for $5,000 all day long, but they're not going to be in this condition. So there is some merit to warranted here to pay a little more for this car. So I like this car a lot, and it's a regular format. It's not an auction, so if it ends in 2 days, you can still, you know, hit this guy up. He's been out there for some time, this dealer, so he's not brand new to eBay, so that gives you some credit, and he does have a good rating, 100% positive rating and things like that. So yeah, that's it. If you like this type of car, you know, this car can be found on eBay. If you just go there, type in 1966 Chevy Corvair 500, this car will come popping at you. If you like this video, if you like these type of walkthroughs, please subscribe, and please give a thumbs up for the algorithm. Pass the video along to friends that love cars, and that's how we grow. This is Rob. Thanks again for joining me. We'll see you here.